I may finally have found a place where I can be all alone.
Alone. Alone.
Alone.
Alone.
Alone.
Alone.
Alone.
Alright, so hey guys, it's Maddie. If you knew, you knew, and if you didn't know, now you know. My name is Maddie. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that earlier this year I decided that I was going to be emotionally unavailable this year. What that looks like has definitely changed along the way. I will for sure be doing an update video soon. But something I've been reflecting a lot about during this time is just how valuable of a skill being good at being alone is. Obviously what it means to be good at being alone is gonna look different from person to person, but I think in a general sense, it's kind of like a necessity to be good at being alone. And I do think that we should spend more time working on that, because I'm someone who really enjoys being alone. I'm an introvert. I live alone. I go through most of my life being alone. Does that mean I'm always good at being alone? No, but we'll talk about that. We'll get into it. But I do think that I'm pretty good at being alone most of the time. So I figured I would just take you guys around with me on a little solo day, a little enjoying my alone time day. But before I really get into everything, I just wanted to say that today's video is sponsored by Beducated. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you know Beducated, you love Beducated. I've been working them for like the majority of this year at this point, and I am so fucking thankful for that. So if you're new here or you've somehow never heard of Beducated, Beducated is an online course platform offering audio, video, and written guides aiming to enhance your love and sex life, baby. At this point, I've watched so many of the courses over on Beducated. They've got something for everybody. The stuff over on Beducated, as I've said in the past, is the sex ed that you actually want to have. This is not the sex ed that you actually got taught in schools. If you even got taught sex ed in schools, mama. The absolute dust that we pay sex education when it really is so fucking important is just maddening. It drives me up a fucking wall. So thank God we have companies like Beducated that are doing the damn work, that are making this information readily accessible and available through these courses that really go in such great detail and that cover such a wide range of topics. Like, it really cannot be understated what consuming sex ed content from the perspective of like accepting that this is normal and we're all sitting here watching these courses and better educating ourselves is not only a way to feel closer with our partners, but also to feel closer to ourselves. Like, I think that having confidence in the bedroom and feeling like you understand your body and your partner's body and how to do XYZ and whatever, it makes sex more fun. And it makes talking about it with your partners and communicating what feels good and what doesn't and getting to a place where you are having better sex way fucking easier. Obviously, when we're talking about being alone and enjoying being alone, masturbation is a topic that frequently comes up. Beducated has a fantastic course that I've talked about a few times on the female orgasm. If you're someone who struggles to make yourself orgasm, or if you're just someone who wants to learn more about the female orgasm and how to experience a better, more powerful orgasm, this course is a great place to start, and they have guided sessions at the very end, both for partner play and for solo play, because also these courses are great to watch with your partner. You can use code Maddie for 70% off the yearly pass at Beducated. Yes, 70%. It's a great fucking code. So if you're looking to consume some more sex ed content, if you're looking to just indulge in some more content about sex that makes you feel comfortable and good and open, that sparks conversations with your partners or even just with yourself, I think Beducated is absolutely the way to go. So it'll be linked in the description down below as always. Again, you can use code Maddie for 70% off the yearly pass at Beducated. And thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's video. So like I said, I do spend a lot of time alone. I don't know how obvious that is. It's the fucking internet. Obviously nobody knows where I am, what I'm doing, who I'm with 24/7. But I will say that most of the time I'm alone. I mean, I work from home Monday through Friday. Sometimes I'll see people at night, but I work a lot. So more often than not, I am by myself. Weekends, sometimes I see people, sometimes I don't, you know. I'm not like one of those people that has to have plans 24/7. Like if I don't have plans, if no one's around, I will be just spending time with myself and doing whatever I want to do alone. It like doesn't bother me. It's sometimes hard to tell like what the internet thinks of me in that regard, because I get like DMs and comments from people all the time who like really believe that I'm like a party girl and that I'm like out every weekend just like getting drunk and tearing it up. And like I've never been that person in like any phase of my life. Like if I'm drinking, I want to either be sitting having a conversation with someone over some drinks and like really connecting with people, or it's like a trivia night or karaoke or something where it like is more fun. Like I really just don't have an interest in like drinking to get drunk or like going out to the club and fucking trying to hit on dudes. I literally, that sounds so not fun to me. I would just rather be spending quality time with other people or with myself. It's just, it feels like a waste of time to me. It does. And some people love it, but I actually fucking hate it. Anyways, the point of me getting into that rant was just to say that I love spending time alone, and I prioritize spending alone time and spending quality time with myself over just like making myself available to people. You know what I mean? Like I would rather decline plans that don't really make me excited and spend time with myself than just fill up my schedule to avoid being alone. But really, I think it's just that I am very comfortable with being alone. I'm very comfortable with myself. I know what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. I don't feel the need to socialize just to avoid being alone. I know for some people, being alone is like bottom of the totem pole. Like some people would rather go to the club night even if they don't want to, just to avoid being alone. I'm not like that. Am I always good at being alone? No, I'm not always good at being alone. But would I choose to be alone over a lot of situations? Absolutely. Because I don't fear being alone, nor do I avoid being alone. Because I really do understand and like appreciate that sometimes being alone is better than being with shitty people. You know, in a lot of cases, no company is better than bad company. And that is something that I think is so fucking true, and more people need to internalize, because your life would be better if you just stopped hanging out with shitty people just to fill the space around you. Bad company is worse than no company. Kick them out. I'm gorgeous and I'm ready to fucking eat a bagel. Let's go. That I wanted to go to was closed for whatever reason, and so was like every other place with outdoor seating. Somehow I guess they're all closed on Mondays. I didn't know that. I just came back to the rooftop of my apartment and I'm gonna eat it here. Today already is one of those days though, because I stopped on the side of the road to try to tie my shoe again, which I'm doing it right now, so obviously you can see I didn't complete that task. I stopped to tie my shoe for a second time, and a man came over to me and said, "Oh, hey beautiful, how about you let me tie that shoe for you?" His car was parked on the side of the road too. I'm like, why would I let you do that? So you can come over and twist my ankle and shove me in the back of your car? Kidnap me? Sell me? No, not today. God damn it. Men are so fucking creepy. Why would I ever let you do that? Don't ever ask to tie my shoe ever again. Ugh. Well, let's talk about how you actually get good at being alone. Cheers. When I say alone, I'm not only talking about being single, because I think you also have to be good at being alone in a relationship as well in order to maintain healthy boundaries and actually experience like the goodness of a relationship without all of a sudden being totally indulged in codependency. To me, being good at being alone is essential to any relationship, because you need to exist as an individual before you exist as a partner. You exist as a partner first. If you exist in connection to another person first, I don't think that's great for long-term mental health. Like, I think obviously in any relationship, you rely on each other, you depend on each other. That's part of like loving people, whether that's a relationship, like a romantic relationship or a friendship or a familial relationship or whatever. You rely on each other, you depend on each other. One person can't give you everything. You know, one person shouldn't be expected to meet all of your needs, but I think a lot of the time
when we see ourselves as a partner before we see ourselves as an individual, we end up relying on one person too heavily to meet all of our needs, when in reality, we can be meeting a lot of our own needs first. Being good at being alone really just means that you're comfortable with yourself and you take time to celebrate that person separate from everyone else. Like, it's the same sort of thing as like when somebody compliments you and all of their compliments towards you more have to do with how you benefit them. Like if someone compliments you and they're like, oh, I love the way you make me feel. And that's a great compliment. But if that's all someone ever says to you, that they like the way that you make them feel, it's what you can provide for them, that sucks after some period of time, right? And I think we have to treat ourselves the same way. Like if you are only liking yourself for what you're able to give to partners or to other people, then you don't really like yourself, you know? I think that's where getting good at being alone comes in, because if you are comfortable with yourself and you enjoy your own presence, you're recognizing and enjoying your positive traits for the benefit of yourself, you know? I think also because we depend so heavily on other people to like be ourselves and do the things that we actually want to do, you end up missing out on a lot of things that you could just do by your fucking self. Weeks ago, literally nobody I knew was in the city. Everyone took a vacation the exact same time. I had fucking nothing to do. I really wanted to go get brunch that weekend. To go do brunch and mimosas. God damn it. No one's here. Like, I can't go and do brunch and mimosas. Wah! Threw myself a little pity party. Mistake number fucking one. At the time, I was like, what's the point in doing it alone? Like, the reason I want to do brunch and mimosas is because I really am craving that closeness with someone. I really want to have a great conversation with someone. And I was. And that's like a, you know, obviously that's a craving outside of myself. I can't satisfy my need for human connection and interaction, unfortunately. You know, you'd be surprised. I do talk to myself a lot and laugh at my own jokes. I cannot satisfy my need for human interaction. I wish I could. Maybe one day I'll evolve. I don't know. At the time I was like, what's the point in going if I have no one to go with? Idiot behavior. Should have just gone by myself. There is something about just making the decisions to do the things that you love alone that feels very powerful and that does help you get better at being alone. I'm sure it feels awkward in the moment. I've gone out to dinner by myself plenty of times. I go to the movies by myself. Like, it was awkward at first when I first started doing it. Then it started becoming fun because it was like, I never have a reason to be bored ever again. I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do. You have to learn to enjoy your own presence, to laugh at your own jokes, to sort of just like vibe with who you are, which I think is pretty clear that I do a good job of that. Literally, in the comment section of all of my videos, someone's like, I love how she laughs at all of her own jokes. Honestly, it never even fucking occurred to me that people didn't do that until I started posting on YouTube. Am I just gonna sit around and mope and wait for someone else to sweep me off my feet and surprise me with a nice brunch and mimosas? To surprise me with a nice fresh croissant? No. Like, in a way, I feel like I'm dating myself sometimes, and I'm a goddamn catch. So here are 3 things that I think you need to think about in order to start getting good at being alone. Number 1, figure out why you want to be your own friend. What is it about you that is fun to be around? What are you great at? Like, what do you offer yourself? What are the best traits about you that aren't things that only other people get to enjoy? Number 2, start romanticizing solitude. I think there's a lot of power in just like romanticizing your own life. I'll do a whole video on like how to romanticize your life because it is just super fucking easy. And number 3, start treating alone time as a necessity. Go take yourself out to brunch. I don't care if you feel awkward. Fucking do it. Go walk down the street and get a coffee and sit outside and talk to yourself like I am right now. Like, go force yourself to do something fun just for yourself without asking for company. Doing things like that helps to make alone time feel more special, and I think leaves you feeling more fulfilled. Leaves me feeling fulfilled. I'm gonna feel fucking fulfilled as shit after this. Woohoo! I'm trying to like actually get some things done today and check some things off my to-do list so that I can just feel a little bit more relaxed tonight. So let's do laundry together. Yeehaw. So I think a big reason why people don't want to be alone temporarily is because they actually fear being alone forever, and being alone temporarily even sort of triggers that fear. I think another reason is because people feel like they're gonna look weird or sad in public. It's not that big of a deal. Like, Some people literally just can't even fathom that some people just enjoy being alone to the point where they think that every person who's like hanging out by themselves is like living in a depression. But honestly, I think the worst one of them all is just comparison. Like, I really feel like a lot more people would feel comfortable being alone if they didn't log onto Instagram every weekend and have to watch everyone with like their massive friend group go to a million bars and have like the best life ever. I think that a lot of people just like fill their social life up to the max, even if they don't really want to do that or don't feel fulfilled by that, because there's such a pressure to do it. Otherwise, you'll just like suffer in comparison to what everyone else is doing. Even if it's not that fucking cool, like, let's be honest. Half the time, the event isn't even that fucking fun. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been like, you know what, that was a waste. I kind of wish I just sat home and watched Love Island and like made a nice tasty meal. Invited someone over to make out with me or something. Like, sometimes that big grand event that's gonna look the most fun on your Instagram story was actually a waste of fucking time and left you feeling not fulfilled at all. That's how I feel, at least. And honestly, like, half the time, I feel like these big, like, friend groups with a million different people in them that are doing shit like crazy every weekend, half of them aren't even really fucking friends with each other. They just like getting drunk with each other. That is not the same thing. So anyways, my advice is to take stock of the things that you actually do have in your life that are good without comparing yourself to people online. I think enjoying what you do have allows you to enjoy solitude a lot more because you feel content. And like, contentment allows you to enjoy solitude a lot more because you're not like worrying about what you could be missing out on. You're not missing out on anything. You have everything you need right now. Solitude is made better by gratitude, baby. What are you thankful for? What good do you have in your life right now? What are you worried about? Life is good, baby. All right, let's do a little dinner action because I'm fucking starving. Lately, I've had a thing for peach and tomato burrata. I saw it on TikTok and the guy who posted it described it as a peachy burrata orgasm. And I'm gonna have to agree. How did I personally get good at being alone? I got good at being alone because I fucking had to. I've been single my whole life. Now that's not a very long time. I'm only 24. I am young, brunette, and beautiful, baby. But I'm also a hopeless romantic, and most of the people that are around me in my day-to-day life are in relationships. And I feel like for most of my young life, I have been like the one single friend, or like, if I'm not the only single friend, the other single friends like don't care about dating at all. And I'm sitting there like, I would love to be in love. And everyone's like, we don't care. We don't care. And so maybe being alone in that sense is easier for those people that like just don't really seem to give a shit about love. And like, power to them. At the end of it all, I don't wish I was like that. I'm happy being a romantic, even if it means that sometimes I get my feelings hurt. Somebody's getting anxiety watching me swing around this bread knife. Hello? Learning to sit in that uncomfortability that sometimes comes with being alone was essential to my growth as a person and is the reason why I love myself the way that I do right now. I'll tell you right now, throughout all of like middle and high school where I was sitting at home like, fuck this, fuck that, I just want a fucking boyfriend. All that time I spent wishing that I had someone to love me, I now look back on like, thank fucking God I did it. Because I was forced to do it myself. I stand by the fact that a lot of the reason why I am happy with myself, comfortable with myself, and am good at being alone is because I have spent my formative years single. Obviously, everyone's experience is gonna be different, but looking back at it now, I just think that I had a tremendous amount of growing to do, and it's growth that I couldn't have possibly done with another person. It's growth that I needed to do on my own first to feel truly content and happy with myself and with my solitude. And now, as an adult in my early 20s, I feel like I'm getting to enjoy me, and I'm getting to enjoy the version of myself that everyone else gets to enjoy all the time. Like, I know that I'm a fucking catch, dude. Like, now, being single doesn't feel like a curse that's been placed upon me in the way that it did when I was younger. I feel like now, being single just feels like an opportunity to spend time with myself. And like, that bitch fucking rocks. I I feel like because of all the extra time I've had to pour into myself, I really do like have such a hard grasp on what it is that I bring to the table, what it is that I am like as a lover and as a partner, because in a lot of ways I am a lover and partner to myself. I feel like in a lot of ways being alone throughout these years has just made me more confident and certain of what it is that I have to bring to the table in a relationship. What I'm saying is that I'm ready for a relationship. Fucking Christ almighty. But just because I'm ready for one doesn't mean I'm rushing into one or trying to, you know, squeeze into a shoe that just isn't fucking fitting. I just feel like being alone, and being alone in the sense of being single specifically, because obviously you should be good at being alone while you're in a relationship as well. I feel like being alone in the context of being single has just helped me a lot with my self-confidence and feeling certain of myself, and in turn feeling comfortable being alone, because that's what that is, right? Like feeling comfortable being alone is really just liking yourself. It's self-care. It's an outward expression of self-love. I'm dating myself before I'm dating anyone else. And maybe that's a forever thing. Maybe I'll just always date myself before I date other people. And hopefully the person that I'm with is dating themselves too. Oh, wouldn't that be fucking phenomenal? If we could just both be like individuals about our own shit, on our own healing journey, deeply connected to ourselves, and in turn, more connected to each other. Oh! Because communicating is so much fucking easier when you get yourself the dream. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm single. Because that's what I want. And that shit's hard to find. It do be taking some searching. Cause like, yeah, I am dating myself before I'm dating anyone else. And that's the reason why I'd be such a fucking rock star to actually be in a relationship with. I am spitting facts tonight. Emotional independence is sexy. I don't need you, I just want you. Oh! You're not here by requirement. You're just here because I fucking like having you around. And to me, that means way fucking more. I would so much rather be with someone who is with me and loves me because they want me, not because they need me. You would be fine on your own and I would be fine on my own. We are both our own fucking people. But I just keep you here and we stay together because I fucking like you. I just fuck with you. We exist alone first, confidently and securely, and we choose each other because we just fucking love each other. And we add something to the other's lives that otherwise isn't there, and it's new and it's fresh, but neither of us would be incomplete without the other. And I think that's beautiful. I'm gonna sit in that. I love you. See you next video. Bye.